Hello, my friends. Can you see behind me? Mr. Robinson is making us a classroom in my studio. Isn't that amazing? It's almost done, and pretty soon I'll be able to teach right there, just like we're in our classroom. Tonight, I'm going to read one of our favorite stories, Lost and Found by Oliver Jeffers. This was one of our favorite stories to read together in class, and I thought it would be super fun to read it together tonight. So let's get started with Lost and Found. Once there was a boy who found a penguin at his door. A penguin? The boy didn't know where it had come from, but it began to follow him everywhere. The penguin looked sad, and the boy thought, he must be lost. So the boy decided to help the penguin find his way home. He went to the Lost and Found office, and he asked if anyone was missing a penguin. He asked some birds if they knew where the penguin came from, but they ignored him. Some birds are just like that. The boy asked his duck, but the duck floated away. He didn't know either. That night, the boy couldn't sleep, for he was disappointed. He wanted to help the penguin, but he wasn't sure how. I hope you're thinking about things you could do for the penguin. The next morning, he discovered that penguins come from the South Pole. But how could he get to the South Pole? He ran down to the harbor and asked a big ship to take them to the South Pole, but his voice was much too small to be heard over the ship's big horn. Did we miss a page? They're kind of sticky. Together, the boy decided he and the penguin would row to the South Pole. So the boy took his rowboat out and tested it for size and strength. He told stories to the penguin to help pass the time. Then they packed everything they would need and pushed the rowboat out to sea. They're going on an adventure. They rowed south for many days and many nights. And there were lots of times that they could have stories, and the penguin listened when the boy told stories. So the boy would always tell more. They floated through good weather and bad weather, when the waves were as big as the mountains, until finally they came to the South Pole. The boy was delighted, but the penguin didn't say anything. Suddenly, he looked sad again, and the boy helped him out of the boat. Welcome to the South Pole, it says. Do you think there's a sign that says that at the South Pole? Then the boy said, goodbye, and floated away. When he looked back, the penguin was still there, but he looked sadder than ever. It felt strange for the boy to be on his own. There was no point telling stories now because there was no one to listen except the wind and the waves. Instead, he just thought. And the more he thought, the more he realized he had made a big mistake. The penguin hadn't been lost. He had just been lonely. Quickly, he turned the boat around and he rowed back to the South Pole as fast as he could. At last, he reached the pole again, but where was the penguin? There's the sign. And he's looking, and he's shouting, and he's looking some more, and he searched, but penguin was nowhere to be found. Sadly, the boy set off for home. But then the boy saw something in the water ahead of him. Closer and closer he got. And he could see it finally. It was the penguin. Look, he's in his umbrella. And so the boy and his friend went home together, talking of wonderful things all the way. That is one of our favorite stories from our classroom. Tomorrow, Mrs. Robinson gets to go film some more lessons for you. I'm super excited. I hope you enjoyed the Ladybug lesson if you saw it today. If you haven't, it is available online, and there are some amazing lessons online that have to do with upper and lowercase formation of letters, as well as letter sounds. So tune in if you can. All episodes are available on YouTube, and the schedule that was put out, it's a little wonky. I'm sorry about that. I'm not really sure what happened, but when they put the channels down, it seemed like there was a little bit of discombobulation, if you will. So as usual, you know how to get a hold of me if you need me via text or Class Dojo, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a great night, friends.